Hi and welcome to this video, where there has been a question that's been running through my mind for a while now, and since visiting the Isle of Portland in Dorset, I do now wonder if we got the Mesolithic era wrong. In the UK, the Mesolithic era lasted from around 10,000 to 4,000 BC, marked an important stage of human history between the end of the Ice Age and the arrival of the Neolithic people, who we are told started to settle and started farming. In the early Mesolithic, Britain was still connected to mainland Europe by a land bridge known as Doggerland, which allowed people and animals to move freely across, which is now the North Sea. As the ice melted and sea levels rose, Doggerland was slowly submerged, and by about 7000 BC, Britain then became an island, which greatly influenced how its people lived and interacted with others. What we are told about the Mesolithic is that their communities were small and mobile, made up of groups of hunter-gatherers who relied on the natural environment for survival. To hunt and gather more effectively, they developed new tools and technologies. But is this the case, that they really moved from place to place? There is evidence of more permanent settlements and structures. One of the most famous Mesolithic sites in Britain is Cara in Yorkshire, dating to around 9000 BC. It provides an exceptional glimpse into the lives of the hunter-gatherers shortly after the last ice age. The waterlogged peaks preserved organic materials such as wood, bone and antler, offering rare insights into early post-glacial life. Excavations have revealed remarkable finds including red deer antler headdresses, thought to have ritual significance, wooden platforms representing some of Britain's earliest carpentry, and one of the oldest known houses in the country. These discoveries show that the people of Cara were skilled tool makers who adapted cleverly to their wetland environment. First excavated in 1940s and later by modern teams, Cara remains one of the most important prehistoric sites in Europe, transforming our understanding of Mesolithic society, technology and belief. Finds like these suggest that Mesolithic people had a complex social and spiritual lives, with strong connection to animals and the natural world. There is also Blickmead, close to Stonehenge, that I've already covered, and I'll put a link to that video below, which is a settlement is believed to be around the same age as Cara, or even possibly older. There is also an area off the Isle of Wight, which the channel Traveller in Time has done a video on the site, and I'll put a link to that video in the description below. The site is called Baldner Cliff and a recently discovered wooden platform. The location of this platform is in the Solent and dates around 8,000 years ago and has revealed exceptionally well preserved evidence of Mesolithic life, such as worked wood, plant remains and stone tools. These discoveries suggest that the people of the time possessed advanced woodwork skills and possibly engaged in early forms of boat building. But there is more. Looking through the Wiltshire and Swindon Historic Environment record, there is a possible Mesolithic settlement south of Swindon, Wiltshire, which they have listed as a Mesolithic settlement site found in 1991. Some fieldwork has been done in the area since then, but little else. This site is positioned not far from some of the lost stone circles of Swindon, another site not talked about, with little modern-day investigations. I have heard of some more Mesolithic settlements in the Wiltshire area alone, although they are thought to be temporary structures. Together, these finds demonstrate that Mesolithic communities were highly skilled and adaptable. Here on Portland, we have another Mesolithic settlement, and one I've not heard mentioned, and yet it was discovered in 1966. Volunteers excavated the area in 1967, and this carried on for many years. In fact, the final excavation happened in 1996. It is found in the local area known as Culverwell Way along the Portland Bill Road. It is within an area of unspoilt countryside with no past quarrying. The site is said to be around 7,500 to 8,500 years old. This site is of national importance, with the site's main feature is a large floor of limestone slabs on top of a shell midden. The floor is unique for this period, and it is also the earliest known structural evidence in England for the existent use of Portland Jurassic limestone in a living site. Other features on the site include the remain of a low wall, 4 hearths and a cooking pit. A ritual feature incorporated in the floor consisted of a sub-triangular stone with a large beech cobbler next to it. Vast quantities of stone tools and the debris created during their production have been found on site. The most common tools are microliths, scrapers, knives, chopping tools, and picks. Pierced shell beads have also been found. Some academics estimate that the total Mesolithic population of Britain never exceeded 5,000, and it's likely that approximately 20 people lived on this site for at least 20 to 25 years in 4 to 5 stone huts, not hunter-gatherers, but a group of people who settled in one place. We're not sure if there's anything else prehistory on the island, not that I could find any. But then the amount of quarrying for Portland stone on the island, we have no way of telling what was there before then. It is also likely that the island was much larger in the Mesolithic and Neolithic era, land that is now lost to sea. To me, it makes sense that the Mesolithic people were starting to settle in one place. If we head back to Cara in Orkney, the amazing Neolithic village dating roughly from 3800 BC to 2500 BC, the start of the Neolithic era being 4000 BC, surely a skill to make such places would have happened over time. These are just a few, but I have a feeling there could be so many more. But it's not just about the settlements. We can't forget that a lot of the monuments we visit today have some kind of Mesolithic finding. Take Stonehenge, where Mesolithic post holes have been found, which are dated to around 8000 BC. It could be that the true answer to our Mesolithic ancestors lies beneath the North Sea, where the remains of the lost land of Doggerland rest. Once a vast plain connecting Britain to mainland Europe, this submerged landscape may hold the key to understanding a people long dismissed as mere hunter-gatherers. Yet the Mesolithic era, often seen as simple bridge between the Ice Age and the dawn of farming, deserves to be reimagined as a time of ingenuity, adaptation and cultural depth. Our Mesolithic ancestors were not passive wanderers living in nature's mercy. They were skilled engineers of their environment, crafting tools with astonishing precision, building watercrafts to navigate rivers and coasts, adapting fluidly to the changing climate as the ice sheets melted and sea levels rose. Archaeology's discoveries of ritual sites, decorated objects and carefully placed burials suggest that they possessed rich spiritual and symbolic worlds, guided by beliefs that gave meaning to their close relationship with the land and sea. The transition between the Mesolithic and Neolithic eras occurred gradually. Such changes would not have happened overnight. So, is it time we stop seeing Mesolithic people solely through the narrow lens of survival? Instead, let's see them as innovators, storytellers, and builders of the world that would follow. Beneath the waves of the North Sea and across the ancient landscape, their stories still whisper, waiting for us to listen with open minds. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this look back at the Mesolithic, give it a thumbs up. It helps the channel grow. Drop a comment below and let me know what you think. Were our ancestors more advanced than we've been led to believe? And of course, don't forget to subscribe for more discoveries, mysteries and untold stories from our shared past. Thank you to all that support this channel. I couldn't do this without you. And until the next time, stay safe.